Students at Prairie East performed their last show of The Little Mermaid today. The show had American Sign Language interpreters to translate the show. The tradition started more than 5 years ago when a family in the community wanted their daughter, who is deaf, to enjoy the full theater experience. The director of the musical says having interpreters brings more communities out to enjoy. One of the student actors says getting on the stage to perform for others is exciting.
When I get into theater and I get into acting, it's just a way where I can express myself when not being at school. And it's definitely a different side of me where it's like a personality that I don't put on every day, but something I can definitely play around with. So it's definitely the best way to express myself.
And in the spring, the students will perform the play Peter and Wendy.